Welcome back to the Who's Yanks. Bienvenue a la Who's Yanks. We're talking Canada soccer and U.S. soccer, and tonight we're going to be talking about the USA's, specifically the women's performance against the Haitians. And yeah, seriously, I hope you guys enjoyed that little week off that I had. Last game we covered, of course, was the USA, of course, playing against Colombia in their final preparation for this double qualifier match. Another reminder: this tournament, CONCACAF qualifies as a double qualifier as keep in mind the USA and Canada too are trying to qualify for the Olympics and the World Cup. So I believe World Cup is next year in Australia, New Zealand, and the Olympics Paris 2024. By the way, credit to the men for the USA who just qualified yesterday for both tournaments and ended up winning the whole tournament for their CONCACAF tournament. So kudos to the USA under 20 team for doing that men's side, but our focus right now shifts to the women's side. And so maybe next year or so I might cover the men's, but the under 20 side. But this year it's all about the women's team and seeing if they can get it done. And so for that, let's talk about our starting lineup for today's game. And by the way, in Monterrey, Mexico, being downplayed in Mexico at the home of Tigres, Estadio Universitario. And yeah, we've got altitude. And this one thing I do want to talk about in mind, which I'll talk about later on, is the games and every other game. Since the whole tournament is being hosted in Mexico, will be played at altitude. And so it's definitely going to take some toll on some of the players here. And sure enough, some performance might be expected as well. So, but let's go to our starting 11 for today's game. We have Casey Murphy. Once again, sorry if I mispronounced his name, which at this point hopefully should be little to none. Casey Murphy, Alana Cook, Becky Sauerbrunn, Kelly O'Hara, Mallory Pugh, Lindsey Horan, Sophia Smith, Alex Morgan, Rose Lavelle, Andy Sullivan, and Emily Fox. And then we're going to go to our breakdown of the game, which, by the way, it was a pretty darn good game. I mean, for both Haiti and the U.S. I mean, USA was, looking back, I guess you could say it was mediocre. You can give it a 7 or 8 out of 10, but we'll talk more about that. But in the 16th minute, Mallory Pugh drives in a beautiful ball into the box in the center, specifically right to Alex Morgan, who gets a death touch on it, who sneaks it right past the keeper for Haiti, and it's 1-0 USA almost 15 minutes in, quarter hour of the way in. And earlier on, I was looking, and I was saying, the U.S. needs to exploit more of the Haitian back line as they were really struggling to do so, but nonetheless, Mallory Pugh and Alex Morgan delivers, and the USA are off and rolling. And in the 23rd minute, so 7 minutes later, Alex Morgan once again, another carbon copy, but a death touch kind of goal. Except this time, instead of her foot, it's with her head. And this time, Kelly O'Hara will deliver the service, and it's right to the center of the box for Alex Morgan, who nods it home with a death touch, as I said. And golazo, it's a beautiful header. It's 2-0. I gotta say 2-0 since it's in Mexico. But USA are playing decently well. And in the 40th minute, Haiti put together another perfectly assembled attack after they previously put another attack in, And this is where I'm going to talk about later on how Haiti can be deadly and how they can put together a threat. And this is exactly how they did it. Emily Fox ended up fouling one of the Haitian attackers in the penalty area. It's a penalty for the Haitians, and it's Casey Murphy versus Borgello. Borgello for Haiti will take this, and she has Casey Murphy beat, but bangs this one off the post. And what a massive, massive break for the USA, especially right before halftime. It still is 2-0 USA, but if Haiti would have scored this goal, the momentum could have shifted, especially in Haiti's favor right before the halftime goal. That would have been, for Haiti, the best time to score a goal right before half, but for the USA, one of the worst times to concede. So, but it didn't happen that way. It's 2-0 USA, but in the 45th minute, shortly after, Borgello missed the penalties, I should say, just one. She gets a red card for a high boot to the face of Kelly O'Hara, but of course it was checked VAR, and it rules that instead of it's not a red card, it is a yellow card instead, which, I don't know, this one's debatable. To me, looking at the replay, just judging at the replay, so don't get mad at my vision or what I saw. Yes, it was a high boot, but was it red card worthy? To me, I mean, she barely nicked her. I mean, it was like a what's called like a soft. It looked like a scrape. I mean, like a I don't know. Looks can be deceiving, but it looked like a soft, gentle scrape right above O'Hara's head, and it wasn't like a full out blow. It was just like a nick, and I think yeah, a yellow card to me, honestly. I mean, to each his own. You guys can tell me, but some people thought that was a blatant red card. It should have been a red card. Many people thought this overturning of the red card was actually horrible from the ref. But I don't know. Looking at the ref for me, I mean, looking at this replays and stuff, it looked like it was a soft high boot. I mean, I say soft, quote unquote, as there's nothing soft about a dangerous play like that. But I'm just saying it could have been worse, and that's what I mean. It looked super light, and definitely either way, she was very lucky not to get sent off. As if she did, that would have been a bad sequence of play or a bad kind of sequence would have happened in the past. So yeah, pretty good. I don't know, pretty interesting red card check, I should say there. But other than that, VAR was busy today as they had one penalty was reviewed for the USA. As I mean, it looked like she was brought in from the box, but before that, it was offside. So either way, it wouldn't have been a penalty. But there was a goal check as Mitch Purse would score in like the 76th minute, but the goal be ruled offsides, I believe, or something would happen before that. But there's also a red card check as well, but of course with the Borgello. But VAR for the first time, I should mention, first time VAR was being used in this tournament for women's tournament in CONCACAF. And first, I believe this is the first game of the tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe the other games happen, but for sure, first if it is first game is being used. They were busy today, and boy did they need this because a lot of stuff happened. But in the 84th minute, Mitch Purse gets a goal, and this one counts as Mua sends a beauty into the box, and it lands right to Mitch Purse. Of course, I believe Ashley Sanchez lays it off, or somebody lays it off to Mitch Purse, and then she gets a good finish on it, and it's now 3-0 USA. And that's pretty much where it ends. USA passes it out, they see it out, and yeah, 3-0 USA. I mean, I know many people, even the announcers, saying, yeah, it's not usually when Haiti and the USA play each other, it's average 4 goals, 4-0 for USA, but this time it's 3-0, which for Haiti is a win. I mean, for the USA, it's yes. I mean, it's 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 um it's okay. It's an okay performance. Can't find the word for that, but it's not exceptional. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was mediocre. It was I don't know why I can't find the word, but it was just okay. It was average. But we go to our stats, and then it's 17 shots to 7 for the USA. 5 of those 17 for the USA on target, while 2 of the 7 for Haiti. Haiti did put up a great cupping chances. They did mount a few chances, including the missed penalty that could have been easily turning the tides. Almost 70% possession, so 69% possession, 31% for the USA. 545 passes completed, 253 passes completed for the USA. 85% pass accuracy to 69% pass accuracy. 9 fouls to 11. 1 yellow card apiece. No red cards, or there was 6 offside for the USA to none for the Haiti, and 4 corners to 1 for the USA. So yeah, a couple of things I do want to talk about. I do want to say, so we'll start with Haiti. Credit to Haiti tonight. I mean, they fought. They didn't give up despite, looking at the name of the jersey or the name of the team they're playing against. The USA, defending champions, of course, of the World Cup. And they showed great grit tonight. And Haiti really played. They really gave the U.S. everything they could ask for. I mean, they frustrated them. They got in their back line and tested them. They really made life difficult for the USA, and including the missed penalty. I mean, Emily Fox made a rookie mistake by letting her attacker get in front of her and making a horrible foul from behind, and ended up getting a yellow card for it. But that was a rookie mistake. As Vlatko announced, I'm pretty sure they'll look at that and keep in mind, since she's a rookie, first major tournament or one of them. And this is the first game for the USA, not making any excuses. Let me get that right away. That's not an excuse for that bad foul nor for the mediocre performance. But I mean, Haiti just really came into Mexico. And first game, the Haiti didn't look bad. If I'm a Haitian fan, I'm looking at that game and I'm saying, and looking at historically the way they played the USA, I'm looking at that and so I'm saying I'm sorry, I'm taking it as a win. Or if you can't take it as a complete win, you at least got to take some positives out of this. As Haiti, I mean, only especially if the USA averages 4 goals past you every time they play you. This time they only got 3. I would say that's considerable improvement, especially with the 2 lethal players. Borgello, I know she had a rough game, but and hopefully I'm saying her name right. Duvernay, by far they were one of the two of Haiti's most dangerous attacking players and threats, as they would easily kept trying to find chances in the back line. The USA, they kept trying to test the back line, and yeah, I mean this is really causing a lot of problems. Something I'm pretty sure the USA, as I said, Vlatko Ananowski and the USA will look at this game. Obviously, it is the first game of the tournament, and can't be too harsh. I mean, I know it's not an excuse to say, oh, it's the first game, we should cut them some slack. Yes, the performance wasn't exceptional, but it wasn't poor. It was, as I said, I can't find the word for it, but it was just mediocre. There's a better word than mediocre, but I can't find it, and I'm so sad I can't find it. But yeah, it's like the Haiti just really played well. I mean, considering somebody even said, I don't know if someone said in the comments earlier on, but someone did say, don't sleep on Haiti. Haiti is a rising team. And I think someone even said that in the press conference. But the U.S. and Vlatko Ananowski predicted that this game would be difficult. Haiti would cause some problems for the USA, as we saw. I mean, they drew a penalty. They caused a little problems in the back line. I know it didn't look like a lot on paper, but in the game, Haiti really held their own for the most part. I mean, yes, they had 3 goals hammered past them, but I mean, for the most part, Haiti held their own. They attacked, and as I said, which is why they were difficult. Their playing style, not only do they play a low block, which they played really well, honestly, but they also use that low block in counter. So it's like playing FIFA. My analysis every time I play FIFA, I'm playing foot champs with your ultimate team, and you're playing against someone who parks the bus and then waits and they counterattacks with their cams or their wing backs, and then they score on you, and just like that, they make it, and you lose the game. So that's how Haiti can be dangerous, and Haiti by all means still has all kind of chances, and they're still in this tournament. Who knows? They could put up a fight against Mexico. Haiti and Jamaica's game is going to be interesting, as one of those teams might fare off. We'll see about that. But for the U.S., yeah, this game was by far difficult, and it was a good test by the way, though. I mean, it exposed a lot, and as I said, the USA did play at altitude, which keep in mind, the USA for most games typically don't play at altitude or very little or none, or the tournament's hosting in their own backyard. So it wasn't, so as I said, I mean, this is a new environment for the most part that I can remember for the USA. Youngsters especially. Maybe the veterans played in Mexico a couple times, but the youngsters, for sure, being tested and playing in a different environment, playing at altitude. And definitely something, I'm not saying, once again, that's not an excuse that the USA had this kind of performance. Although, I'm not going to beat them in the head too much also, because it is their first game, but we can all pretty much agree that this game exposed a lot. Haiti exposed a lot and tested the U.S. a lot. And something I'm pretty sure over the next 3 days, getting ready for the Jamaica game. By the way, Megan Rapinoe won't be there, and I'll explain after this, but I'm pretty sure Vlatko announced he's going to take these next 3 days to look at this game, analyze it, break it down, and find out their weak spots and find where they can improve. As I'm pretty sure, hopefully, this tournament, hopefully I'm not going to jinx it, but maybe the tournament can be up and up for the USA. As if this is going to be their worst performance of the entire tournament, then yeah, I think they'll pretty much be fine. They can clean a few things up. I think pretty much they can figure out stuff coming out. So yeah, but Megan Rapinoe won't be available for July 7th, as she is going to the White House to claim her presidential medal, which I gotta say, I know a lot of people, I don't want to get political, but her efforts and everything she's been pushing for in terms of women's rights has been terrific, and she's doing a phenomenal job, and she earned herself a medal from the U.S. president, so kudos to her. But for the USA, without their veterans, or without one of their veterans, arguably one of the most important ones, to help them close out games, especially in close games, they're going to have to manage for that, as now you don't have Megan Rapinoe, but you're going to have to find another way to, close out games or win matches. So, yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how the USA copes with that and how they do with the absence of Megan Rapinoe. But overall, as I said, it was a great test from Haiti, great game, and really, really caused some frustration among the U.S. back line there. And hopefully, definitely give some USA some improvement points going forward throughout the rest of the tournament on this 4th of July, I should mention too. So, yeah, USA does win for the 4th of July. I mean, yes, it is not pretty, but it's not ugly. It's mediocre, but it is a 4th of July win after all for the USA. So, if you like this game, or if you like this, yeah, if you like the game, but if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Tomorrow, I will have a Canada versus Trinidad Tobago game review, just like this one. Canada will begin their campaign tomorrow, and I'll be doing the same thing, covering their campaign. But if you like this video of the U.S., make sure you hit the subscribe button, tell your friends about it, hit the like button. Also, remember to hit the bell notification that when any video is uploaded or posted, in terms of the breaks like the one we just came off of. And tell your friends who are celebrating in America, happy 4th of July.